Agile Ceremony Ownership and Engagement Overview. In this article we explain both the ownership and engagement of the following 5 Agile ceremonies within the Scrum and Kanban life cycles. Product Backlog Refinement, Implementation Planning, Daily Stand-Ups, Stakeholder Reviews, Retrospectives. Both life cycles commence with the publishing of their objectives and key results, against which the team prioritizes the content of their product backlog. A growing number of Agile organizations are adopting a quarterly business review cycle to monitor the progress of the objectives and key results using any number of quarterly key performance indicators. This also means the business case becomes a living document, always reflecting the current state of play. Scrum. Agile teams typically invest an hour a week refining their product backlog to ensure it's of sufficient quality to feed into a formal planning session. These tasks include refining the detail of their features, including high-level prioritization and t-shirt sizing, and refining their feature roadmap, and if time permitting, breaking out features into sub-product backlog items, for example, user stories. As the infographic indicates, each sprint commences with a planning session. A daily stand-up takes place at the same time and location for the preceding days of the sprint. As the sprint draws to a close, a stakeholder review takes place. Immediately following the stakeholder review, the Agile team hosts a retrospective session. Agile teams can choose their own sprint cadence. The most common sprint length is 2 weeks, as it allows the Agile team to build up some momentum during the sprint to produce something of substance and enables the timely gathering of stakeholder feedback. Organizations that adopt a quarterly business review cycle repeat sprints for a period of 3 months, concluding with a quarterly business review, which focuses on assessing the progress of the team's KPIs and key results. Adjustments are then made where necessary. Agile teams that have chosen to adopt a continuous process, otherwise known as Kanban, the adoption of the 5 ceremonies alters slightly. Once the Agile team knows its objectives and key results, they schedule a regular session to document product backlog items captured from any number of sources, including customers, stakeholders, and suppliers. Kanban Agile team invests an hour per week hosting a planning session, during which time they refine the user stories, estimate their sizes, and allocate the priority and assign them to the open, ready to start column. This ensures they have a sufficient number of prioritized tasks ready for immediate implementation. Daily stand-ups are held until the Agile team decides feedback from their stakeholders is required. Stakeholder reviews are typically on a monthly basis, for example the last Friday of each month. Following the stakeholder review that captures direct and timely feedback on the performance of the team and its work product, the Agile team holds a retrospective. A quarterly business review is held to determine whether adjustments are needed to respond to both the team's performance and the organization's operational and commercial position. Ownership of the 5 ceremonies are held by 2 members of the Agile team. The product owner is responsible for the refinement and stakeholder reviews. The Scrum Master is responsible for the planning, stand-ups, and retrospectives. Whilst working across the 5 ceremonies, the product owner's key responsibilities are as follows. Whilst working across the 5 ceremonies, the Scrum Master's key responsibilities are as follows. This separation of responsibilities ensures the right balance is struck between business goals and the Agile team's capability. If the team has been assigned an Agile coach, their engagement is typically limited to the first 3 months. During this period, they coach, teach, and shepherd the Agile team, including the product owner and Scrum Master, on the Agile ways of working and facilitate the delivery of the team's initial objectives. The Team Agile coach exits when the team reaches a suitable level of Agile maturity as indicated by the Agile Maturity Assessment and the completion of all the recommended Agile team mobilization tasks. The primary output of a product backlog refinement session is the sizing and prioritization of features against the OKRs. The feature roadmap shows which quarter a feature is due to be complete. Each planning session that occurs at the beginning of each stakeholder review cycle allows the team to make any necessary changes to their forecast based on their historical velocity. This will ensure the team doesn't commit to too much work for the coming cycle, alter their goals and objectives in response to their customer priorities or environmental factors, e.g. competition. Review the story points assigned to the planned scope, including a review of the conditions of satisfaction and acceptance criteria. The Scrum Master facilitates the planning session, ensuring the product owner does not commit the Agile team to an unachievable goal. The output from the sprint planning session is an agreed set of sprint goals, which the product owner shares with their stakeholders. The Scrum Master ensures the daily stand-up is effective and efficient by ensuring everyone attends and they keep to the script. Obtaining from each member of the team a short progress report on the user stories assigned to them and what they plan to work on next. It also provides an opportunity for them to surface any potential blockers or impediments. The product owner hosts a stakeholder review towards the end of each cycle. This is the first time the stakeholders are formally asked to assess the quality of the team's work product. During the stakeholder review, the product owner is required to set the agenda and ensure the right attendance, work with all the team to demonstrate the output of their work, accurately capture any stakeholder feedback that will influence the prioritization of the feature roadmap going forwards. The final activity in any cycle is the retrospective, which takes place immediately following the stakeholder review and is designed to help the Agile team constantly learn and improve. Effective retrospectives adopt 5 key steps. 1. The team evaluates its say-do ratio. Is the Agile team completing all the planned story points, or has there been a significant change in the team's cycle time? These findings help the Agile team improve its forecasting and resource planning. 2. Each member of the team is given the opportunity to share their own views and perspectives on things they believe have gone well, therefore should continue doing. Believe have not gone to plan, therefore stop doing. Believe the team would benefit from doing in the next iteration. 3. The team analyzes all the comments to identify themes that require further analysis. 4. Suggested best practices should be added to the product backlog and shared with the appropriate communities. 5. Corrective measures should be added to the product backlog and shared with the appropriate communities. The successful adoption and execution of each of the Agile ceremonies calls for the participation or notification of different communities. Whilst the list is not exhaustive, it typically includes internal business stakeholders, adjacent Agile teams within the organization, other departments within the organizations, e.g. procurement, finance, or human resources, third parties, including suppliers, partners, and vendors. We hope you found this article informative. Thank you for watching.